Blue St. George's, the #1 for travel.
The Nawasa app brings the power of Nawasa's customer service experience to you. Instant, conversational, and smart. Easy access anywhere. Get bill balance, transaction history for up to 6 months, report a fault, link to websites, view payment centers, contact information, push notifications, and multi-tenant accounts, all in a secure login platform. Like a self-service concierge app, mobile.nawasa.gd gets you the support you need much faster. Available on both Android and iOS platforms. mobile.nawasa.gd, your customer support companion. Nawasa, committed to meeting customers' needs.
Your vehicle insurance should never break your bank. With Beacon, you can get up to 35% off your fully comprehensive car insurance and still get full protection from unexpected damages with free loss of use, windscreen cover, and special perils. When it comes to your insurance, always be sure you settle for more. Call us at 440-4447 or log on to beacon.co.tt and get a quote today.
It's Tuesday, 5th April 2022, and you're watching the MTV Evening News. Coming up tonight, government announces the lifting of the state of emergency. Several injured after police vehicle loses control in the vicinity of the St. George's Magistrates Court. Tobias Clement to contest upcoming general elections on a National Democratic Congress ticket. And in sports, the Grenada Netball Association announces the return of the National Netball Tournament. We have the details of these and more after the break.
It's the Spice Isle T10 tournament on MTV from April 5th to April 18th. Games start at 11:45 a.m. each day, except Thursday, April 7th, and Monday, April 11th, when games start at 9:30 a.m. Broadcast live on all MTV platforms. Don't miss the Spice Isle T10 tournament on MTV.
Angie, don't you know that you should not fly kites near electrical poles and wires? You should only fly it in open areas. If the kite gets stuck, it can cause power outages throughout the village.
Then I'll just pull it down, Johnny. Simple.
No. You shouldn't do that. You can get shocked. You should call Grenlec at 237 and they will come and help.
Alright.
Never fly kites near the power lines. If your kite ever gets tangled, do not attempt to remove it on your own. A message from Grenlec, energizing our Grenada.
The first segment of MTV News is brought to you in association with GUT Cooperative Credit Union. It's where you belong.
Imagine having the home of your dreams. Imagine investing in that piece of property you can call your own. Imagine finally doing that home improvement project you've always been thinking about. It's time to stop imagining and start doing. Let the GUT Credit Union help you take the first step with fantastic rates, affordable repayments, and reduced legal fees. Make the move. Get better terms on your mortgage. Use your home equity to make those dreams a reality. Act now. There's really no place like home. GUT Credit Union. It's where you belong.
Good evening, I am Troy Gill with the details. Not only has Grenada lifted its restrictions and protocols, but as of Monday, April 4th, 2022, the country is no longer operating under the state of emergency. This is according to Attorney General Dia Forrester. During this week's post-cabinet briefing, she explained what this means going forward. More details in this report.
As of Monday, April 4th, 2022, Grenada is no longer operating under a state of emergency, as COVID protocols and travel restrictions have been officially lifted. Speaking at this week's post-cabinet's briefing was Attorney General Dia Forrester, who explained what the removal of the state of emergency means.
We no longer have restrictions on the movement of people, the operations of businesses, the mandate to wear masks and maintain physical distancing, the mandate to demonstrate one's vaccination status to access certain services, and all other features of the emergency powers COVID-19 regulations, as those have now been repealed.
She went on to speak about the quarantine regulations, which include the travel restrictions, which have also been lifted.
The quarantine COVID-19 regulations, which are where you find the travel restrictions and the mandates for testing prior to arrival and or on arrival, those have been removed insofar as the Minister of Health has executed the order to repeal those regulations. We are therefore operating without the need for testing prior or on arrival to Grenada. Likewise, there is no need for individuals to quarantine.
Notably, she added that the quarantine change requires the approval of Parliament to be removed from the law. This process will commence soon. Public health regulations, the AG stated, remain to monitor the status of COVID-19 in the country.
The public health COVID-19 regulations continue in place, but only to the extent needed for the purposes of monitoring and screening to determine the status of COVID-19 within Grenada and to take measures pursuant to our Public Health Act that may be needed as with any other infectious disease.
The AG reminded the public that they still need to be vigilant despite the lifting of the restrictions. Reporting for MTV News, I am Donella Hosten.
Despite the lifting of the mask mandate, which is welcomed by many, one public health specialist says the wearing of a mask still offers protection for a category of people who suffer from underlying health ailments and respiratory conditions. He says individuals can continue to request the wearing of a mask if they are believed to be at risk. There continue to be mixed reviews on the wearing of masks, and while a vast majority of the population welcomes its removal, others still believe they should continue to be worn. However, during Tuesday's post-cabinet press briefing, Attorney General Dia Forrester said the wearing of masks is a personal choice or if deemed necessary by an individual due to certain health implications.
We have operated with several restrictions or several ways of life, as I like to refer to it, that we may have now gotten used to. In particular, you may be minded to wear your mask at your own volition. If you are probably in an enclosed space, you may be more minded to wear your mask. If you're outside, you may be less so. But of course, these are now personal choices, but we encourage persons to take these measures and these steps. If you have the flu, for instance, you may want to wear your mask if you insist on attending or interacting with persons in that particular state, because these are things that help to protect you just generally in terms of just spreading various diseases and these things.
Medical doctor and public health specialist Dr. Francis Martin also highlighted the importance of wearing a mask, particularly for a specific category of individuals who are most at risk.
Basically, people who are at risk of respiratory diseases would benefit from wearing of masks, especially during the seasons when the respiratory illnesses are increasing, such as what we're having right now. So persons have to assess their own risk. First of all, if you're an elderly folks with chronic disease, then you have to be prepared to wear a mask if you are going to be visiting anyone with a respiratory disease, or if anyone is visiting you with a respiratory disease. Other chronic diseases like kidney failure should also be prepared to do so. Asthmatics, categories of staff who are in constant contact with the public, like frontline staff of institutions and other places. These are the kind of people who are going to benefit from using masks.
Wearing masks also reduces the likelihood of respiratory diseases, as was evident in 2020.
We really should not be discarding masks at all. As a matter of fact, in the medical fraternity, mask is a normal thing that we wear almost on a daily basis, working in the emergency room and so on. COVID has taught us the use and the benefit of masks, and we should capitalize on that benefit. We must remember that during the first year of COVID in 2020, we used to have to reporting respiratory diseases to CAFRA and PAHO, and that year we had the lowest incidence and the lowest prevalence of respiratory disease simply because people were following the protective measures of wearing of masks.
The mask restriction was lifted on April 4th. However, private businesses and other members of the private sector continue to insist that masks be worn when visiting their location to transact business. The relocation of one primary school in St. Andrew in the coming months may be an inconvenience for parents, teachers, and students. However, Grenada's Minister for Education affirms that it is only a temporary solution to facilitate the reconstruction of the school on the existing site. Josanne Mackey-Smith reports.
Work is ongoing at Progress Park St. Andrew in preparation for classes in September. This is to facilitate the temporary relocation of students of the Anglican Primary School in Grenville. In a recent interview with MTV News, Minister of Education Emmeline Pierre said they have been working with stakeholders regarding the construction of a new school. However, its location has always been at the forefront of discussions.
What is sort of unique with the Anglican school is that stakeholders, meaning parents, teachers, students, and other persons, feel very strongly about the school remaining on its current location. So we've looked at many options over the years, finding alternative lands that is safer, where it's probably more convenient so students can stay on current site while the school is being constructed. But there has been a very strong call from the stakeholders of the school that the school remain on its current site.
She said they considered several options, including online classes. However, the most feasible option is to have the students temporarily relocated to Progress Park to facilitate construction at the original site in the town of Grenville.
The option we are currently using, which is to house the students in Progress Park, which is the closest location that we can find land. It's probably not the option we would have loved to use for many reasons. The fact that students will have to travel further in some instances. Some will be closer, they won't have to take bus. Some will be able to walk. But of course, some who were walking before would now have to take bus. And of course, in addition to that, we are inconveniencing some of the persons who use the facility there every Saturday.
Minister Pierre said despite the limitations, it is a welcome move.
So it's actually a very, very heartwarming moment for me as Minister for Education, because this has been going on for quite a bit. Finding land was an issue. Whether or not we would be able to afford the cost of rebuilding the school in its current location was another challenge, because of course a project like this funded by CDB, they would want to ensure that they are building something that can withstand any natural disaster to the best of their ability. And so the higher you have to go in terms of accommodating risk would be the more costly the facility would be. But I thank God that we are at the stage where we are ready to move, and we want to make sure the students have a place that they can be accommodated.
The students are expected to move into the temporary location in September. Josanne Mackey-Smith, MTV News.
Opposition leader Tobias Clement says he is in the race again and will be contesting the upcoming general elections. The current parliamentary representative for the St. George Northeast constituency told MTV's Nikita Hosten he will be running for the main opposing party, the National Democratic Congress.
Leader of the opposition, Tobias Clement, has declared that he will run again, but this time for the main opposition party, the National Democratic Congress. According to reports, Clement topped polls conducted by the NDC in the St. George Northeast constituency. In an interview with MTV News, Clement spoke of this decision to defend his position.
I am sure that you guys have been privy to that a poll was done in St. George's Northeast. I think I saw it out, and a lot of people called me about it. A lot of people were happy about it, and I think my intention was clear in that I have been in communication with the leading opposition party, which is the NDC, and we are going to work out a framework. And so, yes, I do have intention of defending my position in St. George's North East.
In 1994, Clement entered frontline politics and became the NNP candidate for Carrick Wampiti, Martinique. Clement successfully defended his St. George North East seat for the New National Party in the 2018 general election. On 20th November 2019, he resigned from the NNP to sit in Parliament as an independent. The opposition leader spoke of his success at the recent poll and his relationship with the people of St. George North East.
I think the poll asked which is the most likely person that you would vote for with all the people that wants to run, and after all, I do believe that truth be told that I came out on top in that poll. And when they asked me about it, I said that again I should give God all praise, glory and honor, because when you favor me, it is not by my own merit, but you are favored because the Lord and His Spirit speak for you. And so that is where I stand.
Clement says he has a responsibility to the people of St. George North East.
But what do you expect? I have been in St. George's North East for 10 years. I have developed good relationship with the people of St. George's North East. I call them now my brothers and sisters on all sides of the fence. NNP, NDC, independent. I speak for everybody, and I continue to speak for everybody. And while I am in St. George's North East, I had to be very cognizant that St. George's North East really, it's a real melting pot.
Nikita Houston, MTV News.
Meanwhile, Clement believes the election date will be announced before government pays any money to public officers. He is also of the opinion that the government will appeal the case. Speaking to MTV News, Clement called on the government to honor the sacrifice of public officers of this country.
Despite the government's statement that they are yet to decide on the way forward following last Tuesday's ruling on the pension matter, opposition leader Tobias Clement says he believes the government will appeal the ruling, but not before general elections are called.
I do believe that it will be appealed by this government before that 42 days up. I believe that they might go into some relationship with the union to say they're going to assess to see how they could pay it, but I do not believe. And it is possible that election will be called before the appeal time, hoping that he would win. But then after election, if he wins, he would appeal it. That is my take on it. I do not know how they will see it, but that is how I would. That is what I am seeing now.
During Tuesday's post-cabinet briefing, Attorney General Adia Forrester said the government has not yet decided whether they will be appealing the case.
In terms of legal options for appealing, the government has not decided whether it will be proceeding with an appeal to the Eastern Caribbean Supreme Court as yet. There is a 42-day period from the date of the judgment to decide how to proceed. The government at present continues to be in the process of analyzing the full implications of the decision from several perspectives, in particular the financial implications and media and ways in which to address and provide for that expenditure.
Clement cautions that recent judgments may bring economic destructions to the country, as it is estimated that the ruling on the pension issue for public workers will cost the government over $1 billion.
And it is going to come. It is going to come to a head, because a lot of accounting would have to think about it. We took Grenlec to court, or WRB to court. We spent $34 million just on court fee, lawyer fee, and we still lose. I mean, winner takes all, because our cost was about 17 point something million. Their cost was another 17 point something million. We lost, so we have to pay, and we have other matters in court that again we would lose.
Nikita Houston, MTV News.
That's the first segment of news. More news after the break.
The first segment of MTV News was brought to you in association with GUT Cooperative Credit Union. It's where you belong.
Imagine having the home of your dreams. Imagine investing in that piece of property you can call your own. Imagine finally doing that home improvement project you've always been thinking about. It's time to stop imagining and start doing. Let the GUT Credit Union help you take the first step with fantastic rates, affordable repayments, and reduced legal fees. Make the move. Get better terms on your mortgage. Use your home equity to make those dreams a reality. Act now. There's really no place like home. GUT Credit Union. It's where you belong.
Announcing a wide range of gifts and clothing just in time for Easter. Come on down, check out Q Babies. From newborns to 14-year-olds. Buy one, get one free on selected items. 50% discount on children's shoes. Q Baby, located at the corner of Young and Scott Street, St. George's. We stock cribs, playpens, strollers, and a whole lot more. Q Baby, making Easter special. Your one-stop shop, just in time for Easter.
When a loved one passes on, we all need the comfort, support, and guidance of a trusted friend. You can rely on LaCour Brothers Funeral Home. We provide a personalized professional service that exceeds all expectations. Our dedicated staff responds to your every need with the greatest detail, ensuring affordability with a variety of options. Our upgraded state-of-the-art facilities, spacious air-conditioned chapel with live internet streaming, a modern, environmentally safe crematorium, the only of its kind on island, private viewing spaces, large on-site repast center, a modern transportation fleet. Join our burial society today and make personalized arrangements for that final moment as you prepare to enter your loved one into eternal rest. Visit or call LaCour Brothers Funeral Home and select a package that brings added comfort to the entire family. LaCour Brothers Funeral Home and Burial Society, continuing a tradition of excellence.
It's the Spice Isle T10 tournament on MTV from April 5th to April 18th. Games start at 11:45 a.m. each day, except Thursday, April 7th, and Monday, April 11th, when games start at 9:30 a.m. Broadcast live on all MTV platforms. Don't miss the Spice Isle T10 tournament on MTV.
A message by the Grenada Distillers Limited.
You want a hand sanitizer to do 3 things: kill germs, be gentle, and to go where you go. You can get all of that in our hand sanitizer. Hard on germs, gentle on hands, affordable. Remember, hand sanitizers contain alcohol. Keep away from heat and flames and avoid contact with eyes. Available at retailers island-wide.
A message by the Grenada Distillers Limited.
The most anticipated kids event is happening on Saturday, 16th April. Easter Saturday.
Easter Kids Extravaganza.
The Easter Kids Extravaganza. Monroe's Playing Field, 1 p.m. to 8 p.m.
Easter Saturday. Rides and slides.
Obstacle courses, rock climb, bouncy castles, and much, much more. Then from 6 p.m., we move stateside for special performances from IMG Fuego, the Magico Circus from Cuba, alongside Vaughan, Looney's Park, and Electrify. Admission kids, $5. Adults, $10. Parents, guardians, get the kids ready. Easter Saturday, Monroe's Playing Field. Something not to be missed.
The second segment of MTV News is brought to you in association with the Communal Cooperative Credit Union. To grow with us, safe with us.
We support you at every stage of your life.
For business,
For your education.
for your financial freedom.
For that new ride.
Upgrade your life with the Communal. Contact us today.
Welcome back. Several people were taken to the General Hospital, including prisoners of Her Majesty's Prison, after a police van lost control in the vicinity of the St. George's Magistrates Court. According to a member of the Royal Grenada Police Force, the driver of the police van had injuries to his chest and had to be rushed to the hospital. We get more in this report.
According to Corporal of Police Kadina Douglas McLean, 3 prisoners and a police officer were injured during Tuesday's accident at the Magistrates Court in St. George. The accident occurred when a police van driven by an officer of the Royal Grenada Police Force crashed into a wall. When MTV News arrived on the scene, the prisoners were waiting to be transported to the hospital. Corporal McLean says the officer and the prisoners were examined at the General Hospital and later discharged.
So at around 10:05 this morning, we received information about an accident that occurred at the St. George's Magistrates Court's compound. 3 prisoners and the driver of the police transport were injured in the process, and they were all treated at the General Hospital and later released. Our preliminary investigation indicates that the driver may have lost control of the vehicle on entering the court's compound, thus colliding with a garage on the court's compound and causing damages to the entire front of the police transport and also the garage that is located on the court's compound.
An investigation has been launched to ascertain the cause of the accident.
We are not in a position at this time to indicate the specific cause of the accident, as we're actively investigating it. So once the investigations are concluded and we have a better understanding as to what transpired, we will provide an update accordingly.
Nikita Houston, MTV News.
The workers at the Mount Hartman quarry who were dismissed without justifiable cause in the past 2 weeks once again met with the Ministry of Labour on Tuesday morning to resolve their current situation with their employers. Donald Hostin, who has been following the story, spoke to Clement Phillip, one of the dismissed workers. We have more in this report.
A virtual meeting between the dismissed employees from the Mount Hartman quarry, their employers, and the Ministry of Labour was held on Tuesday morning to amend the current situation, which has created some distress among workers. Clement Phillip, one of the workers who was dismissed without cause, gave our news desk a brief update on what transpired during the meeting.
What happened this morning, the ministry had reiterated on what they explained to them last week, Wednesday, right? But probably the HR didn't understand, because we are supposed to get, certain things based on the labor code, because then they fire us without no cause. Yeah? So then they had us write us back a letter, write us another letter, in other words, to fire us for something, but they didn't do that. Instead of that, they go and they do, less than nothing, right? Hence the reason why we had the meeting this morning. Okay, so then they agreed to compensate us properly.
He says the employers have 7 days to put the proper packages together for the dismissed workers.
They have 7 days to make sure that all the package is in proper place, note by note. Yeah, and then they have to get back to the ministry, right back to the ministry. But as from now, for all now, we are still paid. We're still on the we're still on the pay sheet.
Despite a possible resolution on the horizon, Clement says he is rather disappointed that the government did not step in at any time.
Nobody on the government side comes forward to think that. I'm very disappointed in that. The people and them who are there now, they list the place, because the place definitely belongs to the government, the taxpayers of Grenada. But you don't look at the government. The government don't have no supervision and control over what goes on down there.
Efforts to contact the Labour Commissioner to confirm the statements by Clement Phillip on this matter proved futile. Reporting for MTV News, I am Donella Hosten.
Responding to the cry of farmers and ensuring the livestock is on a positive trajectory for 2022, the first in a series of clinics was held in the village of Loreto, St. John. Officers attached to the Livestock Division of the Ministry of Agriculture and the Vector Control Division of the Ministry of Health partnered in offering veterinary and livestock services to livestock farmers and homeowners.
The initiative was guided by the communication with the different departments. For example, the extension division, who is more actively, not more active, but engaged with a lot of the farmers. And a lot of the farms are mixed farms, and we have a lot of farmers who are requesting additional services that we provide through the officers, the animal health officers that goes out in the field.
That was Chief Veterinary and Livestock Officer Dr. Kimond Cummings. Dr. Cummings noted that the partnership with Vector Control was mainly to create synergies that would improve procedures relating to dogs.
What we're trying to do is to have a synergy and a good working relationship with all the different ministries, because from the past outreach, we realize there's some gaps that need to be filled in terms of dog registration, vaccinations. So this time I took the initiative to reach out to health and ask them for their support in making this program a success.
Animal Health Officer Yolande Lord Telesford explained that the outreach is very important in ensuring that clean and healthy meat is being offered to the public.
It's very important simply because it's our source of animal protein, and we want to have good, healthy meat and meat products to serve to the nation. We also want to sustain the health of the animals so that we could have greater quantity in terms of animal count, and in order to have healthy animals where they will reproduce and proliferate, we have to have healthy animals. Yeah? So in order to be able to give off healthy, strong offspring, to increase your herd and flock size, you must have healthy animals so that you'll have healthy offspring.
Students from 4 different primary and secondary schools were in attendance to witness these services that were being offered: deworming, rabies vaccination, and other veterinary services. The team will take the outreach to Lower St. John in the coming weeks. That's the second segment of news. Regional highlights are up next.
The second segment of MTV News was brought to you in association with the Communal Cooperative Credit Union. To grow with us, save with us.
We support you at every stage of your life.
For business,
For your education,
for your financial freedom.
For that new ride.
Upgrade your life with the Communal. Contact us today.
It's the Spice Isle T10 tournament on MTV from April 5th to April 18th. Games start at 11:45 a.m. each day, except Thursday, April 7th, and Monday, April 11th, when games start at 9:30 a.m. Broadcast live on all MTV platforms. Don't miss the Spice Isle T10 tournament on MTV.
Glam out in the best names and designer frames with Quartz Optical. Buy one stylish frame and get 50% off your second pair. Sport your favorite Armani, Converse, Vogue, and many more frames for less. Get an additional 10% off and pay nothing for 30 days when you pay with Ready Finance. Book your free eye examination appointment online today on www.quartzoptical.com. Don't miss the opportunity to glam out, only at Quartz Optical. Value you can see. Offer available while stocks last. Special conditions apply.
A message by the Grenada Distillers Limited.
You want a hand sanitizer to do three things: kill germs, be gentle, and to go where you go. You can get all of that in our hand sanitizer. Hard on germs, gentle on hands, affordable. Remember, hand sanitizers contain alcohol. Keep away from heat and flames and avoid contact with eyes. Available at retailers island-wide.
A message by the Grenada Distillers Limited.
The Nawasa app brings the power of Nawasa's customer service experience to you. Instant, conversational, and smart. Easy access anywhere. Get bill balance, transaction history for up to 6 months, report a fault, link to websites, view payment centers, contact information, push notifications, and multi-tenant accounts, all in a secure login platform. Like a self-service concierge app, mobile.nawasa.gd gets you the support you need much faster. Available on both Android and iOS platforms. Mobile.nawasa.gd, your customer support companion. Nawasa, committed to meeting customers' needs.
The most anticipated kids event is happening on Saturday, 16th April, Easter Saturday.
Easter Kids Extravaganza.
The Easter Kids Extravaganza. Monrouge Playing Field, 1 p.m. to 8 p.m.
Easter Saturday. Rides and slides.
Obstacle courses, rock climb, bouncy castles, and much, much more. Then from 6 p.m., we move stateside for special performances from IMG Fuego, the Magico Circus from Cuba, alongside Fawn, Looney's Park, and Electrify. Admission kids, $5. Adults, $10. Parents, guardians, get the kids ready. Easter Saturday, Monrouge Playing Field. Something not to be missed.
The third segment of MTV News is brought to you in association with Arizo Credit Union. Your financial freedom, your future.
My name is Dominic Lawrence. I'm a police officer by profession, and I've been a member of Ariza now for about 20 years or less. I chose to join Ariza because I've been hearing some good stuff about them. Then my sister was a member before me. She told me about her good experience that she had with Ariza. What I like most about Ariza is the way they treat you as a member. They take good care of you. They help you in very, very good ways. They have some good products in place to help you. I've been able to budget a lot better because of the products and things that they have in place to help us as members. I love it when you call Ariza and the way they would answer the phone. Ariza, how can we make you smile? I would like to take this time now to congratulate Ariza on the 75 years of service to the people of Grenada.
Time now for this evening's regional roundup.
Good evening. We begin in Guyana. more than 2 months after Joseph Hammond officially resigned as the leader of the opposition and subsequently as a member of parliament. Former President David Granger is yet to replace him, or Nicolette Henry, who also resigned as an MP. We get the details now from Newsroom Guyana.
Speaker of the National Assembly, Manzu Nadir, on Monday said he's ready to have the 2 vacancies on the opposition side of the House filled as early as the next sitting of the National Assembly. But that will depend on how quickly the APNU-AFC coalition submits those names to the Speaker. Nadir could not say on Monday when the next sitting of the National Assembly would be, but confirmed that he has written to former President David Granger as the representative of the list, notifying him of the vacancies. Granger has not yet responded, and Nadir has made it clear that regardless of how long it takes, that is not his concern.
As far as I know, and I'm learning that names have already been proposed in the press, but I can't work on the press. So that is the process it is, and I don't know when Parliament will reconvene. If names reach to me before the next sitting of Parliament, those persons will be sworn in.
Nicolette Henry resigned as an APNU-AFC parliamentarian on February 3, 2022, but it took effect on March 31. Meanwhile, Joseph Hammond first resigned as opposition leader on January 26, 2022, under immense pressure to do so, and later as a member of parliament, with that resignation taking effect on March 15. The newsroom understands that with the 2 vacancies to be filled by the People's National Congress Reform, PNCR, the largest party in the APNU-AFC coalition, 2 names have already been sent to Granger as the persons to fill the vacancies. A usually reliable source said the 2 persons are PNCR leader Aubrey Norton and long-standing member and former Health Minister Waldo Lawrence. With those names decided on by the PNCR's Central Executive Committee and sent to Granger, he is expected to submit those names to the Guyana Elections Commission, GECOM.
So that is the process that is happening right now.
Still in Guyana, President Irfan Ali says the cricket carnival that will be held alongside Guyana's historic hosting of the CPL finals in 2022 will be 2 weeks of entertainment, celebration, integration, and energy.
So what you will see is a plan that will bring the best carnival bands in the region on the shores of Guyana, in a clash of the carnival champions, whether from Miami, Trinidad, Jamaica, Barbados, Brazil, Guyana. We will bring them together on the shores of Guyana in the greatest event in the region, the Cricket Carnival 2022. It is not only about cricket, but the event is about the spectators. And not only spectators for the game, it is spectators for the tournament. So we are building 2 weeks of entertainment, 2 weeks of celebration, 2 weeks of integration, 2 weeks of energy, 2 weeks of coming together as one region under the banner of CPL Cricket Carnival 2022.
The final celebration commemorating the life of soca artist Dexter Black Stewart will take place on Wednesday. There will be a public service at the Grand Stand, Queen's Park, Savannah, Port of Spain, beginning at 10 a.m. A private ceremony will be held for close family members. Friends and associates of the singer will be able to attend. Stewart died at the Arima General Hospital last Monday due to complications associated with the COVID-19 virus. Further afield, Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky has warned that the worst atrocities committed by Russian troops departing from the north of the country are yet to be discovered. He said the town of Borodianka may have suffered more than others. Horrific images of bodies in streets in towns like Bucha have generated shock and condemnation worldwide. Ukrainian intelligence officials said Russian units based in the region would be sent back to eastern Ukraine. Russia denies killing civilians and without evidence says Ukraine staged the scenes. And that's your regional roundup. I am Joseph McKee-Smith. Have a good evening.
This is the MTV Evening News. More news after the break.
The third segment of MTV News was brought to you in association with Arizo Credit Union. Your financial freedom, your future.
I've been a member of the Arizo Credit Union since 2016, and honestly I joined to come out of poverty. What I love most about Arizo Credit Union is their support in helping us as members to save. I was in the credit union like a little under a month. The sewing machine that I had went bad and I was in desperate need of, purchasing another. I simply went to speak to my loan officer. I wanted to know details of how to go forward. How do I become qualified to get a loan? And the next thing I knew, she said, how much money do you need? And at that time I needed $7.99. And she said, I'll loan you the money. And from there I purchased the sewing machine, and this is the result. As a young person, we all have those little achievements in the back of our mind that seem so far-reaching. What Arizo encourages us to do is to save. I'm really happy, honestly.
You're watching the MTV Evening News. Sports is up next.
Glam out in the best names and designer frames with Optical. Buy one stylish frame and get 50% off your second pair. Sport your favorite Armani, Converse, Vogue, and many more frames for less. Get an additional 10% off and pay nothing for 30 days when you pay with Ready Finance. Book your free eye examination appointment online today on www.quartzoptical.com. Don't miss the opportunity to glam out. Only at Quartz Optical. Value you can see. Offer available while stocks last. Special conditions apply.
Introducing the Grenlec mobile app. You can now get your bill balance and easily track energy usage for your home or business. Report and receive alerts about power outages. Plus, stay up to date by receiving the latest notifications. Yes, the Grenlec app keeps you connected anytime, anywhere.
Announcing a wide range of gifts and clothing just in time for Easter. Come on down, check out Q Babies. From newborns to 14-year-olds. Buy one, get one free on selected items. 50% discount on children's shoes. Q Baby, located at the corner of Young and Scott Street, St. George's. We stock cribs, playpens, strollers, and a whole lot more. Q Baby, making Easter special. Your one-stop shop just in time for Easter.
Holy Natural Spring Water is a water for every occasion. On the field of sports, at your workplace, just open the bottle and savor the pure, refreshing taste. Holy Natural Spring Water is produced in Mama Can St. Andrews and is available in all sizes nationwide. To order, telephone 444-7654 or 533-7654. Holy Natural Spring Water, Grenada's purest bottled water.
Coming up in sports, the Grenada Netball Association announces the return of the National Netball Tournament. Stay with us.
It's the Spice Isle T10 tournament on MTV from April 5th to April 18th. Games start at 11:45 a.m. each day, except Thursday, April 7th, and Monday, April 11th, when games start at 9:30 a.m. Broadcast live on all MTV platforms. Don't miss the Spice Isle T10 tournament on MTV.
The Nawasa app brings the power of Nawasa's customer service experience to you. Instant, conversational, and smart. Easy access anywhere. Get bill balance, transaction history for up to 6 months, report a fault, link to websites, view payment centers, contact information, push notifications, and multi-tenant accounts, all in a secure login platform. Like a self-service concierge app, mobile.nawasa.gd gets you the support you need much faster. Available on both Android and iOS platforms. Mobile.nawasa.gd, your customer support companion. Nawasa, committed to meeting customers' needs.
Now, this is where we bring you this evening's sporting highlights with Donella Hosten.
Good evening, sporting fans. Shannon Dowling and Rose Dinner are the men's and women's singles champions in the Everall John Memorial Open Table Tennis Tournament staged last weekend. In the final of the men's singles, Dowling defeated Jason Stanislaus in straight sets. He played undefeated in the 32 men's singles draw, winning all his matches in straight sets. In the semi-final, Dowling accounted for Junior St. John, while Stanislaus eliminated Shamal Williams. Rose Dinner was equally impressive, winning the women's singles in straight sets over Alison Green. Raziel Frederick won his first table tennis title, the boys' under-19 competition. He defeated Anquilon Ashton. Anique Bonaparte beat arch-rival Dee Henry in straight sets to win her fourth successive girls' under-15 championship. Quincy Francis scored a major upset to win the boys' under-15 title. He produced a superb display to defeat Dwayne Newlands in 5 sets. Newland, who has won the last 3 under-15 tournaments, battled from 2 sets down to force a decider. In a tense final game, Francis kept his composure, executing several well-placed strokes to emerge champion. The boys under 13 was another thriller between the champion Shondell Straker and Zylan Lynch. It was a gripping and crowd-pleasing battle in the final 3 sets. Lynch impressively won the first and second sets. However, Straker then mounted a magnificent comeback, winning the next 3 sets. The men's veteran final was captured by Trevor Lane, defeating Ray Roberts. The tournament attracted almost 100 entries in the 6 different categories of competition. Their donation of prizes for the tournament included table tennis rackets, balls, rubbers, and glue, clothing, and cash prizes valued at over $2,500 US. Grenada Spice Boys will face the USA and El Salvador in the CONCACAF National League Qatar Airways in Group D of League A. The official draw for the subdivided leagues A, B, and C happened also. The CONCACAF president and FIFA vice president, Victor Montagliani, as well as current and former coaches and players and guests from the world of international football, were also present at the draw. Grenada, ranked 25 in CONCACAF as of April 1st, 2022, is in the top league of the competition after finishing undefeated in League B in the 2019 CNL group stage. The USA is currently ranked at number 2 in CONCACAF, while El Salvador sits at number 9. The competition is aimed at transforming football in the CONCACAF region by giving member nations more official matches while playing amongst the best in the region between major qualifiers. In a special night for Grenada, the island featured in a Gold Cup video broadcast during the ceremony, while CONCACAF's General Secretary Philip Mogio acknowledged Grenada for winning its group in the First Nations League and qualifying for the Gold Cup for the 3rd time in history. The first day of the Dream 11 Spice Isle T10 cricket started on Tuesday with 2 matches at the National Cricket Stadium. During MTV's Rise and Shine show on Tuesday, the secretary of the Grenada Cricket Association, Kerry Frank, says this T10 competition is not only to have normal cricket matches, but it is used to pick players for international cricket teams.
I think currently we have about 6 or 7 Grenadians who we can consider professional cricketers who are on contract with the Windwards Volcanoes. There are many other opportunities, many other leagues across the Caribbean and across the globe that players can, once they put in good performances, they can be selected for those. And we know in recent years, Andrew Spicer and Fletcher, he has literally been a globetrotter from Bangladesh to Australia to the UAE. He has been there and he's been playing all of.
The Grenada Netball Association is pleased to announce that the National Netball Tournament is back in 2022 at the Tantine Netball Complex on Saturday, April 9th. Talents and remarkable netball skills from players of various divisions will be displayed by A Division, B, and the men as they heat the place from their respective teams, Jet Setters, Top Strikers, and the newly formed Sprang QPR male team. There would be an approximate total of 13 teams competing in this year's championship. After the opening ceremony, the first pass would be made and 2 teams of the C division would play a game of 2 quarters, 10 minutes each. This would be followed by 3 competition games, an A division, B, and a male game, which would feature Top Strikers against the Sprang QPR men to close the curtain down for the evening. Games after the opening will be played on Tuesdays, Thursdays, Saturdays, and Sundays, depending on the venue at 5:30 p.m. weekly until the end of the tournament. And that's it for this evening's sports. I am Donella Hostin.
That's the sports, the weather, and a recap of the headlines after the break.
MTV Weather is brought to you in association with Grenlec, energizing our Grenada.
We've been down, but not out. It's been hard, but we've persevered together. We each have a role in Grenada's successful recovery, nourishing our families, guiding our children, caring for our communities, energizing our lives. We are strong. Together, we are Grenada.
Good Tuesday evening, viewers, and back with your nighttime weather forecast and meteorologist Wayne Williams. Most sunny conditions throughout the Caribbean today, apart from the area around St. Vincent and St. Lucia. They saw some of those showers that we were looking at last night. They would continue seeing some during the early part of the night, and then a significant improvement. An area of cloudiness continues to make its way towards the islands. Could affect us maybe during the latter part of the night into Wednesday. Slight haze, most of it again concentrated towards the South American coast. Looking at what's happening, at a closer look at what's happening, we can still see this area of cloudiness a bit weakening as it moves to the west, but still does have some moisture in it. We're keeping our eyes, some showers, as I said, possibly tonight or latter part of tonight into Wednesday. But for most of Tuesday night, it will remain mostly fair and cool. Just that 40% chance of brief showers. The moon is going to set at 10:09 tonight and rise again in the morning at 9:49. The winds are going to be northeasterly between 12 and 22 miles per hour with a minimum temperature for around 23. Fair conditions on Wednesday, but we have that 40% chance of those brief showers going to interrupt the sunshine if it materializes. Winds will remain in that east-northeasterly quadrant, 14 to 24 miles per hour with some higher gusts. Choppy seas still, 6 to 8 foot waves. Sunrise 6, sunset 6:18, and it will still be hot even if we do get 1 or 2 brief showers. 34 will feel like 38. Sunshine in Port of Spain, Bridgetown, and Kingston. Just a touch more clouds in Bridgetown, however. Partly cloudy, and mostly cloudy for Miami, New York, and London, respectively. Back at home, fair weather into the weekend. We could see a slight increase in cloudiness during the weekend, but from Monday, conditions would improve again. Lots of sunshine to enjoy these days. That's it for Tuesday night, folks. Have yourself a great night. Remember, you can join me again right here on Wednesday.
MTV Weather was brought to you in association with Grenlec, energizing our Grenada.
Now to end the news, a recap of the headlines. Government announces the lifting of the state of emergency. Several injured after police vehicle loses control in the vicinity of the St. George's Magistrates Court. Tobias Clement to contest upcoming general elections on a National Democratic Congress ticket. And in sports, the Grenada Netball Association announces the return of the National Netball Tournament. On behalf of the news and production departments, I am Troy Gill. Thank you for watching. Good night.
It's the big one. Grenada. Imagine winning $25,000 and up to 6 times by scratching just one lotto ticket. Get your triple cash scratch tickets for a chance to live your best life. Win easy with Scratch. For just $3, match any of your numbers to any of the winning numbers and win the prize shown for that number. Reveal a money back symbol and win the prize instantly. Triple cash scratch. In stores now. Must be 18 or older to play.
'Cause I'm a winner. From the moment that I get up, I'm feeling right.
Good evening, viewers and listeners. Welcome to the National Lotteries Authority's Daily Pick 3 Evening Draw for today, Tuesday, April 5th, 2022. I am Anisha Charles. With me this evening is Ms. Makiba Bain from PKF Accountants and Business Advisors, whose purpose is to ensure that this show is conducted in a comfortable manner. And the game balls with industry standards and in no way tampered with. This time, your tickets at hand. It's Daily Pick 3. It pays to play. Good luck. First over this evening is check your tickets in the meantime. First number is 5. Second number is 3. Third and final number. Final number is 7. Let's recap those numbers. It's on the screen. First number is 5. The second, 3. Third and final is 7. So that's 5, 3, and 7. Congratulations, all owners. Stay tuned, get a daily cash flow drop next. We'll see you soon.
Win more with the NLA's Daily Cash 4 every day with more plays and bigger prizes to be won. It's a 4-digit game with all the bet types you already know and much, much more. From 0000 to 9999. Choose your 4 numbers and place your bet from 11 different bet types. Choose from inline, 4 different mixes, first 3, last 3, and 4 different backup options too. Best of all, it starts at just $1, except for backups, which starts at $2. Win as much as $5,000 with a $1 inline bet and as much as $6,200 in a $2 backup bet. Imagine $50,000 for a winning $10 inline bet. There's definitely more to win with the Daily Cash 4. More plays, bigger prizes, twice per day, Mondays to Saturdays. Must be 18 and over to participate. NLA, making your dreams come true while supporting sports, culture, and nation building.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Daily Cash 4 Evening Draw for today, Tuesday, April 5th, 2022. I am Anisha Charles. With me again is Ms. Makiba Bain from PKF Accountants and Business Advisors, whose purpose is to ensure that this show is conducted in a fair, accountable manner. The game balls with industry standards and in no way tampered with. This time, your tickets at hand. It's Daily Cash 4. More plays, bigger prizes. Let's find out what this evening's winning numbers will be. Good luck. First number this evening is check your tickets in the meantime. First number is 7. Second number is 4. Third number up. Third number is 8. Fourth and final number. Final number is also 8. Let's recap those numbers. Check your tickets. Numbers on the screen. First number is 7. The second, 4. Third, 8. Fourth and final is 8. So that's 7, 4, 8, and 8. Congratulations, all winners. Stay tuned, get your play rate up next. We'll see you soon.
Win more with the NLA's Daily Cash 4 every day with more plays and bigger prizes to be won. It's a 4-digit game with all the bet types you already know and much, much more. From 0000 to 9999. Choose your 4 numbers and place your bet from 11 different bet types. Choose from inline, 4 different mixes, first 3, last 3, and 4 different backup options too. Best of all, it starts at just $1, except for backups, which starts at $2. Win as much as $5,000 with a $1 inline bet and as much as $6,200 in a $2 backup bet. Imagine $50,000 for a winning $10 inline bet. There's definitely more to win with the Daily Cash 4. More plays, bigger prizes, twice per day, Mondays to Saturdays. Must be 18 and over to participate. NLA, making your dreams come true while supporting sports, culture, and nation building.
I'm a winner. You You are winner. We are winners, winners, winners.
It's the big one. Grenada, imagine winning $25,000 and up to 6 times by scratching just one lotto ticket. Get your triple cash scratch tickets for a chance to live your best life. Win easy with Scratch. For just $3, match any of your numbers to any of the winning numbers and win the prize shown for that number. Reveal a money bag symbol and win the prize instantly. Triple cash scratch. In stores now. Must be 18 or older to play.
Cause I'm a winner. From the moment that I get up, I'm feeling right.
Welcome back everyone to another Playway Evening Draw for today Tuesday, April 5th, 2022. I am Anisha Charles. With me once again is Ms. Wakiba Bain from PKF Accountants and Business Advisors, whose purpose is to ensure that this show is conducted in an accountable manner. The game rules with industry standards and in a way stamped with. Let's play Playway, value your dreams when you're away. Good luck. This evening's winning Playway number is, check your tickets. This evening's winning Playway number is 21. Let's recap the number 2121. 21 represents the June symbol wedding. Congratulations to all the winners of this evening's Playway draw. When you play all the games of the National Lotteries Authority support sports, culture, and the nation building. Thanks for joining us. Have a wonderful evening.
I'm a winner. You are winner. We are winners, winners, winners.
It's the big one. Grenada, imagine winning $25,000 and up to 6 times by scratching just one lotto ticket. Get your triple cash scratch tickets for a chance to live your best life. Win easy with Scratch. For just $3, match any of your numbers to any of the winning numbers and win the prize shown for that number. Reveal a money bag symbol and win the prize instantly. Triple cash scratch. In stores now. Must be 18 or older to play.
Cause I'm a winner. From the moment that I get up, I'm feeling right.
When a loved one passes on, we all need the comfort, support, and guidance of a trusted friend. You can rely on LaCroix Brothers Funeral Home. We provide a personalized professional service that exceeds all expectations. Our dedicated staff responds to your every need with the greatest detail, ensuring affordability with a variety of options. Our upgraded state-of-the-art facilities, spacious air-conditioned chapel with live internet streaming, a modern, environmentally safe crematorium, the only of its kind on island, private viewing spaces, large on-site repast center, a modern transportation fleet. Join our burial society today and make personalized arrangements for that final moment as you prepare to enter your loved one into eternal rest. Visit or call LaCroix Brothers Funeral Home and select a package that brings added comfort to the entire family. LaCroix Brothers Funeral Home and Burial Society, continuing a tradition of excellence.
Ian Redhead, also known as Flyers, of Hillsborough Street, who resided at Melville Street and Archibald Avenue, St. George's, son of the late Betha and Pat Redhead, passed away on Friday, 11th March 2022, at the age of 63. He was well known as the founder and editor of Tackle Sports magazine. He is survived by his devoted wife Deborah, children Ian Dikoto, Zaya Bourne, Adayinka and Oksana Redhead, proud grandfather of Ziana, Zuri and Zacharias, daughter-in-law Rocio Mota Dikoto, dearly missed by his siblings Rosamond residing in England and Nigeria, Annette and Patty residing in Grenada, Margaret, also known as Git, the late Adrian, also known as Pencil, Gordon, also known as Police, and John, also known as Pussy, residing in the United States, and Trevor, also known as Bessie, residing in Canada. He will be lovingly remembered by his mother-in-law Yvonne Alexander, father-in-law Lloyd Alexander, many nieces, nephews, sisters-in-law, and brothers-in-law, other relatives including the Charles, Hopkin, and Marichaud families, close friend of Sammy Braffett and family, and Raphael Arthur in the United States, Ruggles and Tammy Ferguson, Nazim Burke, Merle and Jeffrey Bayer, Randolph Peters and family, Nurse Clouden and family, Clem John, Margaret Matushek, Noel Thomas in Canada, and other loved ones. The funeral service for the late Ian Redhead, also known as Flyers, of Hillsborough Street, who resided at Melville Street and Archibald Avenue, St. George's, will take place on Wednesday, April 6th at 1 p.m. Funeral service will be held at the Cathedral of the Immaculate Conception, St. George's, and interment will be at the Top Cemetery. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Bailey's Funeral Home.
Velma Ada Murray of Monterey St. Patrick, who resided at Grenville Street, St. George, passed away on Friday, 4th March, at the age of 71. She was the mother of Joyce Murray Allen, also known as Verna in the USA, Jerry Murray, Nigel Murray, and Louise Murray, grandmother of Brandon Murray, Kenny Allen, and Kai Murray in the USA, Danielle Patris, Shimron Millett, Shanika Regis, and Lamont Murray, sister of Patricia Belgrave, Stafford Murray, Michael Murray, Glenna Evans in Trinidad, Yolande Ledlow, Terence Ruby, and Ricky Murray, mother-in-law of Isona Regis, and Rodnisha Joseph Murray, aunt of 23 including Paul Belgrave, Josanne Murray, Rhea Murray, Nola Murray, Shannon and Shakima Ledlow, Nadine Paul and Jarrell Murray, grand aunt of 43, niece of Priscilla Smart, Osbert Charles and Pat Lynn, sister-in-law of Bobby Lynn Murray, Joseph Ledlow, Yvonne Murray, Anthony Evans, numerous cousins, other relatives and friends including Merlin David in the USA, Edward and Meryl Lord, Mr. and Mrs. Allen in the USA, the Smart, Julian, Murray and Mongo families, Cindy Phillip, Pansy Barito, Maggie Pearl, Daphne, Anne Merriman, Peggy, Juliet Ducoto, staff of GCNA, friends and neighbors of Monterey St. Patrick, and Grenville Street, St. George. The funeral service of the late Velma Ada Murray of Monterey St. Patrick, who resided at Grenville Street, St. George, will take place on Thursday, 7th April at 1 p.m. Funeral service will be held at the Seventh-day Adventist Church, Archibald Avenue, St. George's, and entombment will be at the St. George's Center Cemetery. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lockwell Brothers Funeral Home.
Sebastian Francis Richardson, also known as Sibo, of Tivoli St. Andrew, a well-known farmer, passed away on Monday, 14th March 2022, at the age of 62. He was the father of 5, Kester, Tessa in Canada, Alona residing in Trinidad, Jamal and Shebi. 6 brothers including Augustine residing in the USA and Lawson residing in Canada. 5 sisters including Ennis, Jocelyn residing in the USA, and Teresa residing in Canada. Grandfather of 6, Norrell, Jonathan, Carlton, Janaya, Shiloh, and Kimora. Great-grandfather of 2, son-in-law of John. Uncle of many including Reginald and Evans residing in the United Kingdom, Perlin, Alwyn, Kendall and Lynthia residing in the USA, Claudette residing in Canada, Garvin, Kelly, Enzo, Agnes, Jerry, Royan, Patricia, Rasta Sweet, Lean Wall, and Kelson. Other relatives and friends including the Richardson family of Montrich, the Mann family of Chantimel, and close friends of Tivoli, La Poterie, and surrounding areas. The funeral of the late Sebastian Francis Richardson, also known as Sibo of Tivoli St. Andrew, will take place on Thursday, April 7th at 2 p.m. Funeral service will be held at the Tivoli Roman Catholic Church, and interment will be at the Tivoli Cemetery. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Bailey's Funeral Home. George Ferguson, also known as Kester and Reed of Shantymill St. Patrick, former principal of the Shantymill RC School, passed away on Sunday, March 13, 2022, at the age of 73. He is survived by his children Kels and Jenna Ferguson in Grenada and Desna Ferguson in the USA, adopted daughter Hazel Ann, close and dear friend Evis Logie, grandchildren Omari and Yuri Ferguson in Grenada and Shia Ferguson in the USA, brothers Andrew and Adrian Frame, Norman and Charles Ferguson in Grenada, Desmond in the USA, and Bruce Ferguson in Scotland, sisters Christine Mukram in Grenada and Jocelyn in Trinidad, nieces and nephews Neil Ferguson, Barney, Avina, Sean, Charlene, Tamara, Tamar, Rondell, Vandel, Akeem, Corporal Nigel Hutchinson, Chanel and Rachel. Other relatives and friends including Jim Alexander, Dr. Kellen Belfon, Ricky Barry, Terran Phillip in England, Marcus and Clinton Bailey, the Frame, Batiste, Logie and Ferguson families, the Dupre family of Grove, past teachers and students of the Shantymill RC School and Grand Roy Government School, and friends of Shantymill, Sataz and surrounding areas. The funeral of the late George Ferguson, also known as Kester and Reed, of Shantymill St. Patrick, will take place on Thursday, April 7th at 1 p.m. Funeral service will be held at the St. Patrick RC Church and interment will be at the Marley Cemetery. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Bailey's Funeral Home. Teresa Smith, also known as Farmo of Telescope St. Andrew, passed away on Thursday, 17th March 2022, at the age of 84. She was the mother of Alban Joseph, Greta Joseph, and Claudia Marichaud, adopted mother of Andrew Hastick, sister of Anne Richardson, also known as Annis, grandmother of Wayne Marichaud, Adrian Marichaud, Glendon Joseph, Junior Joseph, and Garrick John, sister-in-law of Claudius Richardson, aunt of many including Cynthia MacDonald, Una Williams, Claudette, Lindy Ann, Thomas, Martin, and Desmond, cousin of Raymond Phillip, Mary Clark, and Crystalline Dallow Joseph. Many other relatives and close friends, including Juliana Fletcher and family, Nellis Charles of Nunparel, Eva of Grandbra, the Pear family of Paraclete, the Joseph family of Tivoli, the Smith family of Carrier, Anastasia Marcel and family, the Hastick family, Theodora Frederick, Mercy Decoto and family, parishioners of St. Andrew the Apostle RC Church Grenville, and friends and neighbours of Telescope and Carrier St. Andrew. The funeral of the late Teresa Smith, also known as Farmo, of Telescope St. Andrew, will take place on Thursday, April 7th at 2 p.m. Funeral service will be held at St. Andrew the Apostle RC Church Grenville, and interment will be at the Tivoli Cemetery. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Homes. Leonard Abraham Gludd, also known as Tawe, of Bellevue St. David, passed away on Saturday, 19th March 2022, at the age of 68. He was the brother of Phyllis Cador, Lucy Lett, and Shirley George, brother-in-law of Carlton Cador, uncle of many including Jenny George, Michelle Macmillan, Betty George, Ruby Lett, Anne-Marie and Donalyn Gludd, Irvin, Sherman and Patrick George, Emile and Carly Cador, Richard and Norman Gludd, nephew of Ossie Macmillan and Agnes George. Many cousins, other relatives and friends including Veron Andrew, Maureen Gludd, Michael Lewis, the Huggins and Latouche families of Pomerose, Mrs. Sheila Telesford, Jude Francis, the boys at Teacher Mary's and Michael Shop, past members of Jar Jar Children, Alban Sodalet, John Chancey Gilbert, and friends and neighbours of Bellevue, Apretut, Thebaid, and surrounding areas. The funeral of the late Leonard Abraham Gludd, also known as Tawe of Bellevue St. David, will take place on Friday, April 8th at 1 p.m. Funeral service will be held at the Immaculate Conception and St. Joseph St. David, and interment will be at the St. David's Catholic Cemetery. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Homes. Bertrand Joseph Primus of Tophill Carriacou passed away on Thursday, 17th March 2022, at the age of 73. He was the father of Mary McFarlane, also known as Annie, Carlson and Treason Primus, grandfather of Alicia, Alston and Nadia Edwards and Alison Primus, great-grandfather of Antoine, Iggeson and A.J. Edwards, brother of Dorothy Marsh, father-in-law of Alfred McFarlane and Melita Wilson Primus, uncle of many in England, Grenada and Carriacou, close friend of many in the United Kingdom, Grenada and Carriacou. Close relatives and friends the Primus, Edwards and Duncan families, Margaret, Steve and Michael, Margaret de Bellet and family, Lorna Monkrose and family, and neighbours of Tophill and Bunkroyal Carriacou and surrounding areas, too numerous to mention. The funeral of the late Bertrand Joseph Primus of Tophill Carriacou will take place on Friday, April 8th at 2 p.m. at the St. Patrick's Roman Catholic Church, Hillsborough, Carriacou, and interment will be at the Brunswick Cemetery. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Homes. Ambrose Emmanuel Sylvester, also known as Boulay of Molyneux St. George, passed away on Wednesday, 23rd March 2022, at the age of 96. He was the grandfather of Jeremiah Harris and Charlene Harris, great-grandfather of Tasheen, Michael, Keturah, Rachel, Jeremiah and Nehemiah Harris, Shanna and Noriah West, Elijah Harris, Shemaiah and Shemuel Harris, Micaiah Harris, and Jemiah Crowder, great-great-grandfather of Micaiah and Micah Harris. Special cousin Rhonda Sylvester. Other relatives and friends including the Harris, Lewis, Nicholas and Sylvester families, Makeda Hines, and friends and neighbours of Molyneux and surrounding areas. The body of the late Ambrose Emmanuel Sylvester, also known as Boulay of Molyneux St. George, will be cremated. A memorial service will be held at the Garden of Remembrance Funeral Chapel, Cemetery Hill St. George's on Tuesday, April 12th at 1 p.m. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Homes. Lucy James Smith, also known as Mildred Smith, of Boca St. George, died on Thursday, 24th March 2022, at the age of 77. Left to mourn are her 9 children, Mrs. Rosalind Francis, Pamela Antoine, Daniel, Darren, Eric, Alice Ann and Gillian Smith in Grenada, Jacintha and Yolande Smith in the USA, son-in-law Junior Francis, 19 grandchildren including Marlon, Crystal and Quasi Francis, Alicia, Codell, Jaden, Giuliani and Ashley Smith, Michelle Otley, Reggie, Darren, and Akita McSweet. 8 great-grandchildren. Sisters Mary Weeks and Elizabeth Smith. Brother Alexander Smith. Brother-in-law John Smith. Sister-in-law Maria Smith. Many nieces and nephews including Maria Bennett, Brenda Lee Antwine, Uriel Smith, Helen, Derek, Eric, and Little J. Other relatives and friends including Cousin Maud, Ethelyn Frederick, Agneta Modeste, Merlin Redhead, Virginia Joseph, Catherine Jones, Barbara, Elma, Sheriel, Bernard and Carlton James, Jocelyn Daniel, Sandra Paul, Paula Smith, Mr. Willard, Linda Batiste, and Bernadette Wilson. The Smith, Weeks, Noel, Antwine, Raymond, and Julian families of Boca, the James, Cador, and Antwine families of Lamode, the pastors and members of the Boca New Testament Church of God, and friends and neighbors of Boca, Lamode, and surrounding areas. The funeral of the late Lucy James Smith, also known as Mildred Smith, of Boca St. George, will take place on April 12th at 1 p.m. at the Boca New Testament Church of God, and interment will be at the family cemetery Sanko, Boca. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Homes. Paul Joseph, also known as Preacher, of Cemetery Hill St. George's, passed away on Thursday, 17th March 2022, at the age of 73. He was the husband of Vera Joseph, father of Sammy in the USA, Hazel, Wayne Hall in Canada, Simon Douglas, ASP, Natalie Douglas, Susie Whiteman, Kelroy, Titus, Timothy, Micah and Skeeter Joseph. Grandfather of 21, great-grandfather of 2, brother of Martha, Evelyn in England, Mary and Naomi, Theophilus and Rufus in the USA. Many nieces and nephews. Many other relatives and friends, including the Joseph family of Mardi Gras in the USA and England, the Douglas family of Windsor Forest, the Mitchell family of Waltham St. Mark and in Canada, the Louiseau family of Grenville Vale, the Murray family of Grand Roy, the Alexander family of Mardi Gras, the Frederick family of St. John, Wester Hall and in Canada, the Hall family in Canada, the Fortune, Victor, Alexander, Morast, Braffett and Francis families, vendors of the St. George's Market, the Congregation of Jehovah's Witnesses, and friends and neighbors of River Road, Cemetery Hill, Mardi Gras and surrounding areas. The funeral of the late Paul Joseph, also known as Preacher, of Cemetery Hill St. George's, will take place on Thursday, 14th April at 1 p.m. Funeral service will be held at the Garden of Remembrance Funeral Chapel, Cemetery Hill St. George's, according to Jehovah's Witnesses' rites, and interment will be at the Wilberforce Cemetery. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Homes. Cynthia Caliste of Coast Guard St. Mark died on March 31st, 2022, at the age of 91. The funeral arrangements for the late Cynthia Caliste of Coast Guard St. Mark will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Bailey's Funeral Home. Paula Matthew of Fontenoy St. George passed away on Wednesday, March 30th, 2022, at the age of 85. The funeral arrangements for the late Paula Matthew of Fontenoy St. George will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Homes. Anne Maria Wilson, also known as Joyce, and Miss Romaine of Mon Repos, Providence, St. David, who resided at Brooklyn, Concord, St. John, passed away on Saturday, 2nd April 2022, at the age of 85. The funeral arrangements for the late Anne Maria Wilson of Mon Repos, Providence, St. David, who resided at Brooklyn, Concord, St. John, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Homes.
Raymond Toussaint, also known as Tuss, of Pearl St. Andrew, who resided in Wester Hall, St. David, passed away on Monday, 28 March, at the age of 58. The funeral arrangements for the late Raymond Toussaint, also known as Tuss, of Pearl St. Andrew, who resided in Wester Hall, St. David, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements have been entrusted to Bailey's Funeral Home.
Lucille Maxime, also known as Alcina Chase, of Grand Arms St. George, died on Wednesday, 23rd March 2022, at the age of 82. The funeral arrangements for the late Lucille Maxime, also known as Alcina Chase of Grand Arms St. George, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Bailey's Funeral Home. Carlisle James, also known as Black Boy and Baggy, of Beaulieu St. George, died on Tuesday, 22nd March 2022, at the age of 69. The funeral arrangements for the late Carlisle James, also known as Black Boy and Baggy, of Beaulieu St. George, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Bailey's Funeral Home. Daphne Joseph, also known as Datty, of Latente St. David, passed away on Wednesday, 16th March 2022, at the age of 87. The funeral arrangements for the late Daphne Joseph, also known as Datty, of Latente St. David, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Homes. Edward Mordred Roberts, also known as E.M. Roberts of Belmont St. George, died on Saturday, 19th March 2022, at the age of 86. The funeral arrangements for the late Edward Mordred Roberts, also known as E.M. Roberts of Belmont St. George, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Bailey's Funeral Home. Teresa Cummings, also known as Carmen, of Beaulieu St. George, passed away on Saturday 19th March 2022 at the age of 81. The funeral arrangements for the late Teresa Cummings, also known as Carmen, of Beaulieu St. George, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Homes. Agnes Barry, also known as Loyola, of La Fortune St. Patrick, who resided in the USA, passed away on Saturday 12th March 2022 in Canada at the age of 77. The funeral arrangements for the late Agnes Barry, also known as Loyola, of La Fortune St. Patrick, who resided in the USA, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Homes. Anita Blackett, also known as Mama Nita, of Pedmotar St. David, passed away in Trinidad at the age of 89. The funeral arrangements for the late Anita Blackett, also known as Mama Nita of Pedmotar St. David, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Homes. Sybil Matilda Roberts, also known as Mama and Pitty, of New Hampshire St. George, passed away on Sunday 13th March 2022 at the age of 81. The funeral arrangements for the late Sybil Matilda Roberts, also known as Mama and Pitty, of New Hampshire St. George, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Bailey's Funeral Home. Monica Cynthia Knight Martin, affectionately known as Monix, of Mountmorret St. George, passed away on Sunday 6th March 2022 at the age of 87. The funeral arrangements for the late Monica Cynthia Knight Martin, affectionately known as Monix of Mountmorret St. George, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Homes.
Joseph Peterson of Chantemelle St. Patrick, who resided in the United Kingdom, passed away on Friday 25th February in the UK at the age of 87. The funeral arrangement of the late Joseph Peterson of Chantemelle St. Patrick, who resided in the United Kingdom, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements have been entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Home. In loving memory of Peter Alexander, also known as Sir Pete of Birchgrove St. Andrew, who departed this life on 31st March 2020 at the age of 85. Remembered daily by his children Adolphus Daniel, Anselm, Alina, and Anita. Grandchildren Andia, Andre, Antoine, Tony, Tyrone, Mikali, Jakia, Jabari, Lyndon, Laurie, and Lavon. Family and friends, we knew so little that morning that God will call your name. In life we loved you dearly, in death we do the same. It broke our hearts to lose you. You did not go alone, for a part of us went with you the day God called you home. You left us beautiful memories. Your love is still our guide. And though we cannot see you, you are always by our side. Our family chain is broken and nothing seems the same. But as God calls us one by one, the chain will link again. Rest in peace.
The management and staff of MTV extend deepest condolences to those of you whose loved ones have passed on. Thanks for watching.
I am Godwill James, an MD and a member of Gateway Assembly. Medically, death is regarded as an end or a cessation of life. Different groups view death in different perspectives. While some regard death as a continuation of life, others view it as an infeeble form of life. As a Christian, we may want to view death as a separation of the soul from the body. So, whichever way one may view death, I want to say that may the gentle soul of the faithful departed rest in the bosom of the Lord. Amen.
My name is Hollis Map. I perform around the world. And when I travel, I book with CaribJet.
Call CaribJet now. 100% Canadian, operating 10 years plus.
Telephone number 439-4444 in Grenada or click caribjet.com. CaribJet, True Blue St. George's. The number one for travel.
Less talk, more power.
Walk.
See the miracle.
Evidence of metastatic prostate cancer in his body. Cancer free here. No cancer. Here's the last one. Clap your hands to the Lord.
You need to believe.
Let me ask you from you first. You had something on your skin.
Yeah,
what was that? What was the situation?
What was happening on my skin is when I said a rash all over.
All over your body?
Yeah, on the head and everything.
Perseverance.
Feeling good?
Yeah.
It worked?
It worked.
Stop there and going for more.
Well, I'm going for more.
Then more blessings are coming. It worked.
What is impossible with man is possible with God. This is your program. Stop suffering.
Be lifted up and be blessed by the power of God. Thank you so much for joining us in this program. Let's talk more power. I'm here to tell every one of you who are watching us right now that there is a God that is watching over you, and He's not happy to see you down, frustrated, disappointed. You have been having so many problems attacking you right about this moment, and you notice that sometimes the amount of troubles in front of you is so much that you feel lost, confused, depressed, worried. Let me tell you something that without a doubt that you're going to be able to see the way out. You're going to be able to see the answers that you'd like to see taking place in your life. Whatever you're watching us from right now, for any part of Grenada, Pete Magno, Carriacou, stop and pay attention to one thing that I can tell you. Your situation is not bigger than God's. This sickness, this disease, this depression, this frustration, sir, this pains is not big than God. These troubles is not bigger than God. And the only thing that I have to do is just to take this problem into God's field, and you're going to be able to get out of this. And I'm here to show to you what you can do to get out of this situation. Getting the opportunity, I would love to invite you to take your phone, your cell phone, and give us a call right now and get your name inside of the holy oil, as you can view right there, 534-2050-9437-42-62. As you can view, your name is going to be placed inside of the holy oil, and with pleasure we are going to be praying for each and every one of you, determined that you could be able to be blessed. And I have no doubts that you're going to get out of these troubles. You heard it. I don't know the amount of troubles that you might be in, the situation that you face. Look to me here, please. But all that I can tell you is that you can get out of these troubles. You can get out of this pain, sufferings, depressions, and troubles. And why I'm telling you this? Because there is a promise. God doesn't want you to be in darkness. Maybe you haven't noticed that your life may be in darkness because of the amount of situations that you're in. I want you to read with me in this Bible verse right on the full screen. Let us check it. View with me right now this Bible verse. 2 Corinthians chapter 4 verse 6, it says, "For it is God who commanded light to shine out of darkness. For it is the Lord who commanded light to shine out of darkness, who has shone in our hearts to give the light of the knowledge of the glory of God in the face of Jesus Christ." 2 Corinthians chapter 4 verse 6. We believe that God has light for you. Look at me here, please. I don't know what are the darkness. When I say darkness, I mean problems that you have been facing life. Might be in your health, your family, or you may feel like there are forces attacking. You feel that are problems like this affecting you. For 1 to 15, those are the usual symptoms of spiritual attacks. Check it out. Heavily burdened. You feel like you're having a heavy burden upon you. Death is sent. Feel like something bad is smelling around. Blood taste. Scary dreams. As I'm talking here, you go on texting 534-2059 or call right away. And with gladness, I'm going to have the pleasure to talk to you. Scary dreams, strange spots in your body. You wake up with some bruises or scratches or black blue marks. Feeling of choked, undiagnosed diseases. Seeing spirits, unusual behaviors. Many curses. Family arguments. Financial failures. Love life, bad luck. Bad thoughts. Or depression. Take your time and see if you're experiencing any one of the situations right now. From 1 to 50. Send me your name and the number, of your situation. The numbers are shown right there. 534-2059, 437-4262. And we have no doubts that with the power of God, God is going to be able to work something great in your life. Look back to me here right now. I don't know what is going on in your life, but I can tell you that people that have joined us in this massive, strong prayers for deliverance, they experience deliverance in their lives. Check it out, this testimony. I'll be back right after this. Let us view it.
Watch now results of faith.
What is it that God works? What is it that God has delivered you from doing this purpose of faith on Fridays?
There's so much I don't know if it's bad, but I will just make it short.
Used to have a complaint with
more than 10 years, more than 20 years, just suffer. My chest, my whole
You can raise your mask, just your voice come out there.
From my chest, my head, my whole body faster. When I go by the doctor, they can't find complaint. They send me by the gynecologist, always they send me, they take out, it's what they do. All problem faster. When I go in the kitchen to cook, I have to run out of the kitchen. Every time I go in the kitchen to cook, like a sprang. For me